My name is Toby Keneally. I work for Bournemouth Rugby Club, and I also work for Dorset Mine as a mental health ambassador. I arrived in 2015 at Bournemouth and started playing for them, and soon became into their senior side, first 15, and did really well in that first season. Managed to get my shirt and keep my shirt all season long. But unfortunately, at the start of the next season, after being made vice captain, in the first game, first 10 minutes, I broke my leg quite badly, which was devastating. Really knocked me for six. My rehab lasted 5 months because I absolutely smashed it. I was in the gym twice a day so I could get walking again. And I came back in January after a wee holiday in New Zealand, and ready to hit the season. And unfortunately, my first game back, I tore my ACL in my right knee, and that's where I am now, still in rehabilitation a year later after that first leg break. You suddenly have an injury and you go from you lose all your independence immediately. I couldn't work, lost financially bankrupt, relationship ends, and you go from being one injury to suddenly having these knock-on effects, and your life's completely changed, and you think you've got it all sewn up, and it just made it so apparent to me that everyone's only a couple of paychecks away from being sort of destitute, and your mental health is only on a little shoestring when you think about it that way, because the big three, money, job, relationship, they without you knowing it, they're in the back of your mind all the time, and if one of those things goes wrong, you can have a bad day. If two of them goes wrong, you have a really bad day. If they all go wrong, well, your life's upside down. So I went from being independent to being injured again to being on my bones. But the club sort of came to my rescue again, and they took my volunteer job role into a paid job role, working with my CEO and the other communications team to help support funds for the club and to try and turn our club from an amateur club into a professional club. It's amazing how these little circles come round, that I was injured, I went down, but now coming back around into sport management, which will hopefully take me through a brand new career and bounce through. So again, another little lesson that hopefully we can teach people, that even though you go down, you get to come back up again. Talking about mental health and trying to express how you're feeling and trying to get someone else to express how they're feeling is a tough one. And that's still something that I think as a society we're still trying to break into and to try and crack open. So personally, I see it as quite a bit of a challenge. I'm willing to talk about things and for people to hear my story, to help others that maybe don't want to talk about theirs so much. And for some reason, especially rugby players, we don't talk a lot. We don't talk about feelings or about emotions. We're supposed to be big tough men who run around and bleed everywhere. But at the end of the day, we're human and we need to talk, and that's a really important thing to remember.